Hi, my name is John, and I'm here to tell you about the options of courses we at the Data Science Institute have to offer to undergraduate students at the LSE. We are now in the period of course selection for the 2024-25 academic year, and it has come to my attention that not many undergrads know that they can take a data science course even though they're not part of a data science degree program. And that is true, you can. So that is what we do. So we offer courses for those of you who are, let's say, in sociology, management, economics, politics, geography, economic history, any course, any degree program you're taking, you're enrolled in at the LSE. Most of them will allow you to take outside options, and these are the options you have with us. So in this video, I will describe each one of these courses, and I will explain precisely what you get out of it at the end. So what is the trajectory like, and what do we want to see from you at the end of this course? One important thing to say is that all of these courses are half units, so you can take them, some of them they repeat, so you can take them either in autumn or in the winter term. Others do not, so DS101 and DS205, they're only taught in autumn and winter respectively, but DS202 and DS105, they repeat. So if autumn term is filled up for you, but you have an outside option in the winter, you can flip it around. But before I start talking about each individual course, let me show you one of the most relevant perks of being a DSI student, and that is we do take our students on regular field trips. So we do normally 2 visits per academic year, and to relevant and very good companies. So we've been to Google. This is the photo that we have over there. We've been to CSG, Lloyd's, BCG, Equimetrics, and we're probably the first university ever to visit the Bank of England as a group of students, and we're doing it again. So this year there will be another visit to the Bank of England, and another one that is about to be confirmed, and our enrolled students will know about it at the start of the term. So how do you go on these trips? Well, there's the demand is normally higher than the number of slots that we have, so it's a draw, but it's only available to students who are taking one of our courses. So yeah, so that's how you do it. It's one of the perks, and people really love taking part in those. Another thing is the DSI also offer other events, so you can talk to people who are doing of course, all of these companies, they are doing work with data science, data analytics. So we will go to these visits, especially to hear from specialists there, and you get a chance to network with them as well, and to hear what they're doing in with data science or data analytics and AI, generative AI in the company. So it's quite exciting. Another thing I was just saying is that at the DSI we also offer events about careers, and you can check it out on the website. So lsc.ac.uk/DSI, the Data Science Institute. That's one of the perks that we offer to our students. Now, back to the courses. Let me first start talking about DS101. As I said, this course is only taught in the autumn term this year. The winter term has been suspended for now. And this one focuses on the theoretical concepts. So you're going to learn everything, the fundamentals, of course, everything that you must know about data science. And imagine if you are, for example, a legislator or regulator who needs to understand how big data works, how algorithms work, and all of that, even though you don't want to build it yourself, or you're just curious about it for a more conceptual, intellectual perspective. So this is the course for you. So you learn about a lot of these theoretical concepts, and you are invited to write about some selected case studies and some reflections about, okay, how would data science apply on this domain, or how did these people do it, did they do it correctly on this particular case, and so on. So it's about reflecting about data and its impact on society. In the past, we had the final essay of the course was about identifying how can we use data science in everyone's degree program. So I had here one blog post written by a student who was studying geography, and in which she was reflecting on, okay, can we use machine learning to improve earthquake mitigation? How can we use these techniques for that? And she was drawing from the knowledge she acquired in this course. So if that's something that appeals to you, there you go. So you don't need to have any programming or coding experience. There's no prerequisites for this course. The next course I want to highlight is DS202, and this one you will find in your course guide with an added letter at the end, DS202A for autumn and DS202W for winter. As I said, these courses repeat. The important thing here is that the autumn term version of the course is taught in the programming language R. So if you've already taken stats courses in the past, this will be probably preferable to you. Or if you want to learn the programming language Python, then you might want to go to the winter term version, which will be taught in Python. So we have this to cater to different preferences, and because the course, the content is the same, you get to choose depending on, if you have the availability or if you have the preference for a programming language, you get to choose when to take this course. Another important thing is that this course does have a prerequisite, so you must have an A-levels in maths or equivalent. If you don't know if you qualify, you can send us an email and we can help you figure that out. The most important thing about this course, you're learning the most fundamental machine learning algorithms. It's important to say the word fundamental here because we're not talking about learning about transformers or how ChatGPT works and those more advanced AI models, but they always started from something, and that is this foundation that we cover in this course. So what are the different kinds of regression, classification, clustering, the most basic algorithms? And we do that by giving you some coding exercises, and there will be a group project towards the end of this course. You are invited throughout this course, this is something that is similar across all courses. You are invited to not only run code and apply machine learning algorithms to some data, but to reflect on what is it that this algorithm is bringing me. So it involves a lot of visualization, of some manipulation of data, and some modeling. So if that's something that appeals to you and you have, you meet the requirements, then this is the course for you. What you see here on the screen is a former exam that we ran, but as I mentioned, we are changing that, so we're actually doing group projects. We noticed that exams didn't really work for this kind of course, so we pivoted to group projects, so you get to do a more hands-on approach to learning in this course. Okay, so moving on, DS202 is for machine learning. Next, let me tell you about DS105. So this is one of the courses that I personally teach. This course repeats autumn and winter term, and the programming language that we adopt there is Python. There has been some change from the last year to now, and if you know someone who's taken this course, the majority of our students really like this course, really love it, and the thing that will change this year is that we will simplify it so that it's more beginner friendly. So it was rushed at times because many people did not have time to learn how to code and to program. So if you are a complete beginner in programming, I feel like this is a good course for you, or if you have minimal experience with programming, even though you're not super confident yet, this is the course to give you that confidence. I'm talking a lot about coding, about programming, because this is a central part of this course. This course teaches you how to manipulate, collect, and visualize data. And we do that using the best practices in software engineering. So you will learn a little bit more about the computer science perspective of data. And we often say in data science and in practical data science, in corporate data science, that 80% of the work is about cleaning data. So we want to do the machine learning bit, we want to do predictions, forecasts, we want to do the AI stuff, but we need to clean up data beforehand, and this is a must. You must learn that. So DS105 teaches you how to do that and how to get that confidence in programming for a real purpose. Let me show you two particular examples of what happens at the end of the course. So the group project is a big feature of this. So towards the end, students have to produce a website. So this is, I'm showing one example from a former group of students where they were analyzing lyrics. So how have the lyrics, like the profanity in lyrics over time, how often do they show up, how positive the lyrics are. So you get to choose what you want to explore. You can do something that is more fun, like Spotify or lyrics, or you get to do something that is more academic, let's say. Another group of students did something with supermarket data. So they looked at Waitrose and they cross-referenced that with the nutritional reference points. So what are the nutrients or the kind of things we men and women need to consume during the day to be healthy, and all that, fibers, proteins, and all of that. And they looked at all the data that was available on food on the Waitrose website and found the best combinations, the best cost-effective combination for LSE students. So that was very interesting combination of multiple data sources and multiple things. So these are the kind of projects that are completely student-driven, and we love them. So it's great fun. So finally, we have the DS205. This is a new course. So another thing that I was mentioning, that DS105 is reformulated this year to make it simpler. DS205 will absorb the more complex part of these skills. So that's why we called it Advanced Data Manipulation. So this is the course that you will learn how to do web scraping and how to clean up more complex unstructured data. And that's text data, that's PDFs, websites. So you're working with data that is more difficult to handle. And we're going to use a lot of AI coding assistant tools to do that. And you will learn how to become proficient with that as well. So one other thing I want to mention about this course is that we have a partner, and we've partnered up with the Transition Pathway Initiative Center. They are based here at the LSE, and they're part of the Grantham Research Institute. And every year they publish a report on how companies, public companies, are, if they are or they're not meeting their net zero targets, if they're over-promising some things or underselling how far they are on meeting their targets, that kind of stuff. It involves a lot of reading through documents and sifting through information. And we partner with them to apply the skills we'll be discussing and learning in the course to their own specific needs. So think of these as capstone projects, and they could be really good for example, for a CV, for a portfolio of real applied projects. So if that interests you, and if you already know some programming, this is the course for you. By the way, this course has a prerequisite talking about programming. You must have taken the DS105, or you have to have taken another programming course. So ST101, EC1B1 is another course that teaches programming. So if you want to go to DS205 directly, you must have already taken these other more programming courses. So if you're not there yet, if you don't feel super comfortable with programming, DS105 is the course for you. Okay, so I described all the courses, and what I want to show you right now is, okay, let's look at all of the offerings that we have. And hypothetically, if I wanted to take the more courses I can, if I'm an undergraduate student, how can I do that? How can I navigate this? Provided that your degree program regulations allow for these many outside options, right? And I've seen this before. Okay, so I've seen other students who've taken this route, these routes. If you are in a more qualitative discipline, such as sociology, social policy, international relations, management, politics, if you are in these disciplines that are mostly qualitative, perhaps if you know nothing about data science, you've never touched on any of these subjects or things that I'm talking about here, then maybe the DS101A is the best point for you to start. Then if you feel like programming sounds fun or it's a useful thing you want to learn and master, you can enroll straight away in the same year for the DS105W. Or if you have more years of undergraduate degrees to study, you can take DS105 the following year, for example. So it gives you like an overview of everything, you're familiar with all the concepts, and then you're taking DS105. And if you want to take it even deeper, then you can take DS205, and that has to be on the following year. Of course, you won't be able to take them both simultaneously. But that's one route, one option if you are keen on programming after the DS101. It's totally fine if you took DS101A and say, I like what I see there, but I don't want to become a coder, then that's what it is. So you took the data science course that was more relevant for you. As I said, you could also take the following year, the autumn term version of DS105 if you want, and maybe do DS205. Or if you have the prerequisites, if you meet the requirements, you can go straight to DS202 A or W the following year. I would suggest, if you want to go from 101 to 202, I would suggest taking that on the following year, because then you have time to practice either R or Python. Another route is if you are, for example, in a more quantitative discipline, and I highlighted here multiple points of entry. So if you like or want to learn how to code, because you are in a quantitative discipline, maybe you won't benefit so much from DS101A, even though we have a lot of students who take these courses. But if you are in a more quantitative discipline, it's likely that you're already doing a little bit of coding or math and stats. So you can start either from the coding route of DS105A and then take the DS205 in the winter. Or if you want to learn more about, okay, I've learned about regression, I learned about some other statistical tools, but how does that relate to machine learning, and how can I code it more and do an applied projects? Then you can take the DS202 and DS202W, A or W, whatever you prefer. A popular route is people taking DS105A in autumn and then DS202W in winter. Therefore, you will be mixing the whole data cleaning and manipulation skills and the machine learning skills all together. You have a more comprehensive view of data science. Okay, so this has been a very long and thorough video, but it's there to help you figure out what is the best route for you. If you have any questions, send an email to dsi.ug@lsc.ac.uk, and I look forward to hearing and seeing you in the next academic year.